close.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Good.
The stretch of land between the border of Hallet and the rugged mountain home of the dwarves is known as the Windwall Outskirts. The mining towns in this region serve as vital trading hubs, with traders coming from all across Fiara to barter for precious moonsilver. It is said that 100 sheep could not buy a pinch of pure moonsilver, though perhaps that is a tale spun by the hard-bargaining dwarves themselves. War after war has scarred Fiara, altering the tides of power across much of the continent. In Nortender, a fragile hope for peace drives the efforts to rebuild a ravaged kingdom. A new beginning dawns for the Morhir, as their new settlement finally takes shape, while the orcs realize the dream of the Great Khal in Bargagor. The dwarves carry on in their stronghold below the mountains, and the Exalted Father rules quietly over The journey back to Greykeep is uneventful. At the nightly campfires, you overhear your men discussing the events of your mission. While there is anger and disbelief, there's also something else. Fear. Only 3 years have passed since the last war. You can't allow another.
Hold on. Yes, puny paleskin, you. Come over here real quick, will you?
Yes?
Yes?
Farewell.
Good day, General. Yes?
How are our
Recovering. It takes time to procure new materials and goods.
Let's talk about them.
All right? Consider it done. I'll make the necessary arrangements.
Thanks. I want to
Atop the mammoth stronghold of Greykeep sits King's Vantage, a gathering place of merchants, servants, and nobles alike. From here, the high towers of the...
Hold on.
How are our provisions?
Recovering.
You.
It takes time to procure...
Farewell.
Good day, General.
If it isn't the puny paleskin, yes?
So,
What about...
right, I'll go get some. I have to be going.
Yes, yes, do as you please. Now, back to work.
Very proud. Pleasure doing business with you. Come again. I'm getting new wares by the next moon's turn.
What's this?
Armor, shields, everything from copper daggers to moon silver swords. You know how to bargain, don't you?
This way.
Hey, you're an adventurer, aren't you? Come take a look. I'm sure I've got something that might spark your interest. A fair offer. The best wares from Kalea to Northampton. Good choice. Looking for potions and scrolls? I'm sure I have just what you need.
What do
Yes?
we have here?
Want to trade? Come again.
Yes.
May Tiara bless your path.
What's this?
Yes, yes, come closer. I'm sure I have just what you need. Farewell. Yes?
Interesting.
getting new wares by the next moon's turn. You know how to bargain, don't you?
What do we have here?
Axes, daggers, swords, everything for the wary traveler. Come again. May Kiara bless your path.
This way. Keep it up. Out of the way.
Hey,
Interesting.
You're an adventurer, aren't you? Come take a look. I'm sure I've got something that might spark your interest. Good choice. Armor, shields, everything from copper daggers to moon silver swords.
Yes. Stay close. This way.
Looking for potions and scrolls? I'm sure I have just what you need.
Keep it up. What's this? What do we have
The
here?
best wares from Kalea to Northampton. A fair offer. Armor, shields, everything from copper daggers to moon silver swords. Come again. May Kiara bless your path.
The Throne Hall, the inviolable inner sanctum of Greykeep. Here lies Nortinder's seat of power, the seat from which her sovereign strikes accords and passes judgment. There is a certain hush to the cavernous hall and its many passages, as if the legacy of kings and queens fills the expanse with dignified certainty.
All right. Time to report.
Let's talk later, shall we?
Out of the way.
Restore Windwall to its former glory. This is worse than I thought.
I don't get it. And the people actually buy into this rubbish?
I am not surprised. King Rorik was never popular. He was a bad ruler, volatile and cruel. It is not half as bad as this Arrakis makes it out to be, but Windholm did suffer under him. It is only logical to long for a savior after a period of hardship.
We should send an emissary.
We tried this while you were gone. The gate guards sent our diplomat right...
Oh, well, that takes care of that. Wherever this
Hold on, General. Windholm isn't our responsibility. Shouldn't we?
Dracot was the second time they have attacked Nortown. Either way, you did well,
Sure, I'll make it short. I believe that the entity Rondala Kane mistook for Aeonir...
The god of love.
You don't sound too surprised.
I had a suspicion.
Of course. General Erev, have you ever...
No.
It's a pattern. Every sentient creature has a spark of magic. A flame linked directly to the archfire. The essence of life. I've noticed a change in this pattern.
You're well informed.
Well, probably because it's my profession. Before I became an exile, birth and death, the miracle of consciousness, the nature of reality.
That's a lot of ground.
Maybe, but they are all of a similar nature. Phenomena that cannot be grasped by observation alone.
Area.
Very little. It's an entity from a place between realities that will devour a world once it enters it. Also, an ancient god, in other words. There's a promising lead we're...
Now you've sparked my interest.
Did you just say...
Right, I always forget that so few people know about this.
That's because these other realities hardly affect our own world. But yes, General, there is more than just our reality. But this is a complicated topic.
I see. What kind of irregularity?
Hard to describe. In keeping with the metaphor, if every living being is lately, lights are dying out in a strange pattern. Entire clusters all at once.
What makes you think these...
Now, that's hard to describe to a layman. Roughly put, they are similar to what happened in the Tapestry of Souls when Rhonda... It was like... something shifted. But while that shift was like an earthquake back then...
I see. Could the dwarves be behind this soul?
I doubt it. The only magic dwarves are capable of is earth-shaping. That isn't to say that you're wrong. I just don't think it's...
Could that catatonic dwarf in Windwall have been a...
I had the same thought when I saw him. Though he did still have bits of...
Why didn't you tell us that?
Because it was, and still is, a hypothesis. Also...
Fair enough. Let me summarize.
That's correct.
And you're here because you want...
I took the liberty to assume that's what we all want, so yes. But if you need...
How?
Well, Tahar was killed while investigating rumors of disappear. As it happens, I only recently observed another occurrence of this soul vanish.
You think Tahar's death in these...
It's a possibility.
Even if there is no connection, General Erev, you and the Wolf Guard will examine this recent case of the soul vanishing in Lar. Wraith Skadar and his mercenaries.
Mercenaries?
The Black Company.
What is the
Dark Elven ex-military. They are new.
The village is about a week's journey from here, so you and the company will set... This audience is concluded.
General?
I did.
And? Do they know what happened to her?
She died helping them escape.
That sounds...
You were hoping she was...
No, maybe. You never know, and thank you for this.
Of course.
Thank you. Tiara's light, General. General, is there anything I can help you with?
I wish to talk.
I'm afraid that won't be possible.
So long.
Tiara's light, General.
Let's talk later, shall we?
What's this? What do we have here?
War after war has scarred Fiora, altering the tides of power across much of the continent. In Nortender, a fragile hope for peace drives the efforts to rebuild a ravaged kingdom. A new beginning dawns for the Morhir, as their new settlement finally takes shape, while the orcs realize the dream of the Great Khal in Bargagor. The dwarves carry on in their stronghold below, and the cool, earthy air rushes to the mine's entrance like a mountain's exhale. Where once this was a hub of activity, filled with sounds of pickaxes and creaking mining carts, it is now an empty carcass. But though the
All right then. The quartermaster said the search party tracked that.
And then...
Exactly. Let's see what we can find.
I'm listening.
Just give the word.
What do you want? What do you need? I'm ready.
Go ahead.
Try to keep up. Sure.
Oh, shit! The crown! They found us!
I need help over here. Got it.
They must have gone.
Sounds like a plan. I need help over here. That way?
Now. Yes. I'm listening.
Lead on then.
All right. Here goes nothing.
They killed one of our heroes. They killed one of our heroes.
Just give the word.
Let's try this again.
key.
Is that... Hey! Over here! Help us! Tiara's breath.
Who are you?
Captain Garrett Ryal, 8th Division of the
They could have just killed...
I don't really know. When they locked us in here, they act
Apologized.
crazy, right? They've been
What about the engineer?
Marcus?
The quartermaster told me about the search.
The Wolf Guard? Then you're...
Then we need to keep...
Wait. Let us come with you. The rest of our unit is in...
Might be good to have some backup. All right, let's go.
Aye, Commander. I'm ready. At your command.
Receive the word.
Waiting your orders. I'm listening. We're ready. Just give the word. Waiting your orders.
Yes.
Aye, Commander.
So, what's the plan?
Right away. Is this the way?
You got it.
At your command.
They killed one of our heroes.
Let's be quick. Ready. Just give the word. We'll be swift. What is it? Aye, Commander. They won't know what hit them. We're ready. Just give the word.
Fair enough. Let's do this.
Waiting your orders.
I'm ready.
Yes?
I shall follow.
We're ready. Just give the word.
Plan.
Let us proceed.
At your command.
Yes.
Waiting your orders.
Really?
Aye, Commander. At your command.
Receive the word.
Stay close. Keep it up.
Sure.
We're ready. Just give the word.
Yes?
Waiting your orders. They won't.
Here goes nothing.
Commander. No. Hey. Fire. Ready. Just give the word.
Got it.
At your command. Open fire. Take them out. Waiting your orders. No. Hey. Fire. They won't know what hit them.
Right away.
Aye, Commander.
Try to keep up.
Blazes, the air is chilly down here. Is this the way?
Out of the way.
Command.
They will die.
Take them where
They killed one of our heroes.
By the Guardians, thank you.
What do we have here?
Receive the word.
Interesting.
You're ready. Just give the word.
What do you need?
At your command.
I'll lead the way.
Waiting your orders.
Yes.
Aye, Commander.
Good.
You're ready. Just give the word. At your command.
So let's left.
Stay close.
Aye, Commander.
What is it?
You're ready. Just give the word. Aye, Commander.
Yes?
Is this the way?
Waiting your orders.
All right. Here goes nothing.
It's them or us.
At your command. You're ready. Just give the word. Waiting your orders. You're ready. Just give the word. Aye, Commander. You're ready. Just give the word.
Sounds like a plan.
Waiting your orders.
Yes.
At your command. What is it?
Padma, if you just let everyone go.
You know I can't do that.
That must be Marcus.
And the rest of the Purity fugitives.
Soldiers? Help!
No, wait! Please hear us out!
Aye, Commander.
Yes? Got it.
At your command.
So I take it Dirk and Nolan are dead?
I think those are the least of your worries right now. Who are you? Why have you abducted all these people?
Blazing fools. We were only trying to keep our presence here a secret. When someone found out, we had no...
So you thought imprisoning them was the best?
What else were we supposed to do?
Let me guess. You're also the Purity.
What? Why on Io would we do that?
Cut the bullshit. You murdered Tahar to avenge Rondar Lacane.
No! I didn't even know Tahar was dead. Yes, I know you probably think all ex-purity are the same, but the last thing we want is more violence. All we ever wanted was to help spread.
We'll see about that. But first, I have more questions. How did you capture?
He stumbled into our camp.
So you weren't after him?
What? No. Why would we be?
I told you to let us go, Kadma. We wouldn't have reported you.
I wish I could believe that.
If you were worried about people reporting you, why didn't you leave?
And go where? This mine has water, shelter. Out on the road, we're vulnerable. We might as well walk our...
Why keep them?
Hasn't there been enough bloodshed? Of course. Then someone came looking for her.
What do you mean by what?
During the Purity War, a lot of people flocked to Rondar Lakane's banner, claiming they wanted to walk in the... We spit on their graves. We are the true believers.
Don't let her fool you. True believers or not, they murdered and tortured people for the purity. There is...
Yes, we fought for the purity. Not with joy, but with duty. You're a soldier. Sure.
Why should I believe?
Look, all we want is to be left alone. During the war, we left the purity when we realized what they really were. But the Crown doesn't care. They want our heads simply because of our association. Can you blame us for one?
No, I can't.
General, you can't let them get...
Everyone makes mistakes.
But what good is your word? How do we know we're not going to be picked up by some soldiers the moment we...
I'm the leader of the Wolf Guard. Then you're free to go. But if I hear...
You won't. I promise. May you walk in the light. And thank you.
Thanks for the rescue. I was starting to believe... You know,
Let's hope you're right. Now make your way out of here.
Will do. Thanks again, General.
War after war has scarred Fiora, altering the tides of power across much of the continent. In Nortender, a fragile hope for peace drives the efforts to rebuild a ravaged kingdom. A new beginning dawns for the Morhir, as their new settlement finally takes shape, while the orcs realize the dream of the Great Khal in Bargagor. The dwarves carry on in their like rain falls from an overcast sky as you and the Black Company leave the Greyfell walls behind you. It continues for days. The lands are enfolded in a strange half-light, as though the sun has lost part of its vigor. Still, there's a sense of awakening all around you. Children.
The dream. Something's different this time. What?
You've come here 100 times, yet here you are. And something...
I have no idea what you're talking about.
As you command, General. To avoid the... Go ahead, General. Step through. If you don't mind my saying, General, I see why my son admires you. You're a good leader.
What makes you say that?
Well, you're not afraid to put your own life on the line for the greater good. You could have just stayed back at the outpost, but you didn't, for the sake of my village. That's the hallmark of a great leader.
The Crown doesn't seem to agree with that.
What do you mean?
There's another Nortandian general serving in Imperia at the moment, Karas. Last week, the Crown decided to promote him instead of me to Major General, even though he does nothing but sit on his hands all day.
All right, now we just need to follow the road to the Guardians. Do you see that?
A dead orc.
What is he doing so close to the village?
According to our scouts. Still, no reason to panic. Their main horde can't have possibly made it.
But...
It's gonna be all right. Now, where's your village?
Okay, I'll show you. Follow me.
Another barrier.
And here we are again.
What?
Didn't I tell you already? It's your cowardice. Yeah, but I understand, Eric. If I were you, I'd be scared too. Now go.
You bolt awake. Save for the chirping of cicadas and the crackling of the brazier in your general's tent, there's silence. With a sigh, you let yourself fall back into your bed, trying to make sense of what just happened. An hour later, just as the blackbirds and swamp pheasants start their song, you get up and take a walk through the quiet camp. The same day, in the early afternoon hours, you arrive at the border of the Loranian swamp. According to the maps, the village where the occurrence took place is near.
Here we are, the Loranian swamp.
Not the most hospitable of places.
Because they are easy to defend. I pinpointed the soul vanishing to... I suggest we take a look at it while the...
And are you certain they can be relied on?
They'll be ready when we need them. General?
What? Oh, yes.
So I heard. Let's be off.
Ralsane. Pale bloods.
By the... Wait, we don't mean any harm, we...
Kill them!
Tiara's breath. Infiltrators. Dark elven soldiers. Claws, this is bad. Come, let's talk to the survivor.
Hello? Strange.
Reminds me an awful lot of that dwarf we found in Wind.
Of course. Wraith.
He's empty.
I beg your...
This man. Somebody siphoned his soul. That...
In other words,
His essence, yes. He can't hear, he can't feel, he can't think.
And I guess we found the...
Probably, but let's not jump to
Agreed, let's... Wait. What's happening? Guardians.
He did.
Why, though?
No. No,
You mean...
Probably the one who took his soul.
Agreed. Let's stay on...
I've been thinking. Wraith, could this irregularity perhaps be a mutation of the bloodburn? Telepathy, stolen minds? It sounds similar, doesn't it?
No.
What makes you so sure?
Because I did little else but study the bloodburn after it took my family. It has nothing to do with this.
Your family?
Let's find the village, shall we?
That way?
See that bridge over there? That's the...
More dark elves! Look out!
All right. Let's take a look at that village.
And keep our weapons ready.
What do we have here?
Sounds like a plan. Sure.
Tiara's breath. Are they all...
Siphoned, yes. Just as I expect.
Guard.
Did you hear that?
That way?
Try to keep up.
The light, feed the light, the black one will carry the horde.
His soul is still intact, so no.
I know that look on his face. Catatonia.
But why...
Good question.
Maybe we could... Samza. Is that his...
Father?
Norse claws. He thinks...
Yes.
They took them, Father?
Who did? The Dark Elves?
I don't wanna.
Please, try.
It was in the morning. And it was very... Everybody was scared of them, you know? A lady led them, but they didn't want to, but they had swords, so they came...
A mirror?
The Horde of Souls! That's what she called it! Some people were scared, and she then said they'd all feed the light now, and then when it was over, everybody...
Helen's reigns.
The woman. We need to find this.
Where there is change, there is always resistance.
You're the one he was talking about, aren't you?
Oh, only a servant to a higher purpose. Let me see what you're made of.
They killed one of our heroes.
Guardians? Who were they?
Sleepers.
What's a sleeper?
An elite soldier of the Dark Elven Army. Psychic assassins. They're chosen at an early age.
So they're Dreamweaver?
Yes. Battle mages incapable of emotions. That masked woman, their leader, was...
Why didn't she transform?
Good question.
We should definitely be wary.
How certain are you that they are sleepers?
100%.
Let me get this straight. You said that they
That's how Dreamweavery works, yes. No one really knows how they do it, but there are rumors...
What, in the
It's considered an honor. Though that doesn't mean that there haven't been mothers and fathers of Wellspring children who tried to free them.
So who's behind this?
On behalf of the Exalted Father, you mean? No, I don't think so. But we'll find out.
Good.
Well, doesn't this place look lovely? What happened here?
Speaking of...
Who are you?
Pavon Kelwer, second in command of the Black Company.
Well, we found out who's behind these vanishings. And
Count on it. We've set up an outpost south of here, as you ordered.
Spire of Souls. We can use it to collect Echo. A magical substance we Dark Elves use for several purposes.
From corpse?
Yes. Think of it as spiritual residue.
Sure thing. While you were busy up here, we've set up an outpost in the south. Not much, but a place to start. And as I said, we also raised a Spire of Souls to harvest Echo. Now, since we're up against Dark Elves, we should prepare for heavy and regular attacks. Nor's children aren't known for their lack of resolve. You're calling the shots, of course. But if I were in your position, I'd be particularly careful with those small winding paths. My spectres said the Dark Elves have set up ambushes there. On the bright side, we were able to locate their base. You brought a map, didn't you? Here, I'll mark it for you. And that's about it. I'll be at the outpost should you have any further questions. Now, let's prepare for one hell of a fight. Because that's what we're...
General?
What is it?
I found this on one of the dead sleepers. A teleport rune. It might come in handy.
Thanks.
Sounds like a plan.
Ah, good of you. I'm Pavon.
Pleasure to meet you.
He's currently finishing up another Wraith's request was a little sudden.
My coin, you mean?
Of course. Anyway, is there anything you need, General?
I'd like to know...
You got it. Most of us served in the Exalted Father's strength until we defected.
And what made you defect?
Various reasons. But most of us rejected the idea of blind obedience. So, I don't know about you, but when my gut tells me something is wrong, I listen to it. The realm doesn't tolerate.
I see. Do you have any idea?
I'm afraid not. But I'm sure we can look into it for you, if you have the coin. We should talk about this when we get back to Greykeep.
Well...
Of course. I'll be here if you need anything.
killed one of our heroes. Building completed. We need to collect more echo. They're under attack.
It must be done.
They're under attack. Building completed. They're attacking the workers. They're under attack.
Yes? Where do you...
We're under attack! Building completed. General, our research has yielded a new technology. Building completed.
Let us proceed. Send back the grave. They will die. Take them out.
Building completed. They killed one of our heroes. They killed one of our heroes. General, our research has yielded a new technology.
Try to keep up.
General, our research has yielded a new technology.
Is this the way?
Yes.
General, our research has yielded a new technology. We're under attack!
Looks like a good spot.
The outpost is built, General. We've expanded our borders.
Get ready.
Building completed.
As you say.
We're running out of iron. We're under attack. They're attacking the workers. We're under attack. We're under attack. We're under attack. General, our research has yielded a new technology.